coming up on Monday, but you've got all weekend to shop for it. So that's for you to think about. Maybe you're not gonna think too hard. Maybe you're gonna jump on that. Okay, we love our origami, and we love that it really is the go-to for housing all of our shelving needs. But most of the time when we think of origami, we think of the industrial, the large, the ones that go in the garage or in the back porch, or really housing kind of those bigger, huge items. And you say, well, I love that functionality. I love what origami does. But what about on the inside of the house? Well, brand new today from Origami is a decorative bookshelf. And we have two colors for you. We have it in the black, and then we also have it in the brown, which is a beautiful kind of rubbed bronze. There are so many decorative features that make this such a beautiful piece for the inside of your home. And today, because it's brand new, we're doing a spring price, so it's less than $90. For FlexPay, makes it $22 and change, and free shipping and handling, and no assembly required, per usual, but it's okay. I'm still gonna bring in the help. Peter Kilcullen, come on in. That's you. Peter Kilcullen. You're not really the help, but you're gonna help me this morning.
No, of course I'm the help.
Because I actually don't need help to put this together, because I can do it all myself.
Exactly, and you said it exactly right. We all know why we love origami. It's easy, it's quick to set up, right? It's very strong, and it really is gonna make organization and storage so much easier. And then when you wanna move it around, it folds up in seconds. But you're also right about how great this one looks, how maybe you've had the great big ones and they support a ton of weight, but maybe they don't look the way you want them to, so you can bring them inside, or you can put them in the living room, or put them in that family room, or even the bedroom, and have them look great, but still get that strength, that size. I mean, look at this one. Here's what's great about this: 66 inches tall.
Yeah,
I mean, look how many shelves we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shelves on there.
Wow.
Each shelf will hold 50 pounds.
Good.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
I mean, so think about it. We may not be storing the heaviest things when we bring it inside for decor, but if you wanted to, if it was going to really be that bookshelf, you could put a ton of books on here. It's still gonna be sturdy. So it's 11.5 inches deep.
So just
right?
off the wall.
Exactly, off the wall, and 24 inches wide. That's another great thing. If we're gonna bring it inside, maybe you're looking for a shelving system that allows you to take advantage of a space that might be too small for other shelving systems. So small, but strong.
Absolutely. Tall
enough that it really takes advantage of maybe that wall space. You're gonna love it. The other thing is, we have those leveling feet. So, you know, you've had those bookshelves or that furniture, and you've got to stuff something underneath it to get it to level correctly. Here, all you're gonna do is, if maybe your floor is not exactly even, you can basically spin those out or spin those in so you can have it perfectly level. So it's a no-brainer for using this.
It's gonna be so functional and easy, but I think if you're just joining us and you never experienced origami, origami's like, we have like a cult following here. I think every single person in this building has origami in their house.
Of course.
And here's why.
That's
There's no assembly required, and when you're not using it, which by the way, this decorative shelf you'll use all the time, it'll sit out. It's small and compact, and this is how it arrives.
Exactly like this. So you find that spot on the wall, in the kitchen, the bedroom. I mean, we have it decorated here. We'll show you that in a minute. And then that is all you're doing, is you're gonna open it up. Set that in place. You know what, I'll spin it around real quick so you can see. So
Seems
basically,
like it's pretty lightweight when you lifted it.
Oh yeah, it's just about 26 pounds, I believe, just to move it around. But look at this. This is the latch that really has made it famous. So when you latch that together, here's all we're doing. Now it's locked into place. Now it's able to hold all that weight, and I'll spin it back around. Then the top shelf goes over.
Perfect.
And then we can latch that in place just like that.
Love it.
So now it is secure. Now it's ready to go. Now it will support 300 pounds, 50 pounds per shelf. Oh, and one of the things I wanted to point out about these shelves, which make it really that indoor shelf, is that each shelf, right, it's a solid shelf.
I was thinking the same thing, because a lot of times when you get origami, they have slatted, so they're open, or you have to get the liners. This is all solid, which looks really pretty, and then it's got this nice, what would you call this? It almost looks like a basket weave sort of design.
Just a little texture on there. You know, what's nice about that is when you're putting, and we're going to show it decorated. Exactly. Picture frames and things like that aren't going to slide. But yeah, that's the big difference when you bring it inside, that we have those solid shelves. Oh, one of the other things, again, decorative.
You're so excited. I know. The sides,
the size.
I was thinking the same thing. We're on
with
the same
crisscross, not only is that decorative, but when you have a bookshelf like this, you can't put the books all the way to the end. All of a sudden, they're going to fall.
Right.
But
so
now, exactly.
They would lean up against here, and then you wouldn't have anything falling through.
So you can put more on the shelf because you have those sides available as well. So, I mean, again, if you know origami, you're going to love it because you're going to be able to bring it inside and get all the advantages of origami. But then you wanted to talk about all the decorative options as well.
I wanted to see how creative Peter would get because for me, it doesn't, this is one of those things you just get home, you will find a place to put it because of its footprint, because of the profile. But then you're like, aha, I can finally unload that Tupperware. I can take this stuff out of underneath the cabinet, or I can actually present something to my guests. Look how beautiful we have this black one. This might be in the bathroom, so you can store all of your lotions and your potions and your towels. You know, if you don't have a whole lot of counter space, but you always have wall space somewhere.
Exactly, and I think that's, I mean, every bathroom, that's all we ever hear about, that it's really difficult. You don't have that vanity. You would love to have a big, long vanity, maybe with the cabinets underneath, but we don't. But adding this is really seconds. Now, I've done a lot of the DIY jobs at home, and I'm good at a lot of them, but every once in a while, one of them goes wrong. So it wasn't in our bathroom, but it was in my son Harry's bedroom. So I wanted to put up the shelves. So it's a smaller space, which is great for this, at only 24 inches wide. So I was putting multiple shelves up. So I had to drill a hole for each one. I had to then put the bracket in there and put them on there. Well, guess what happened? 2 out of the 3 shelves that I did collapsed and fell off the wall, and they sort of damaged Harry's desk. It was silly. I could have been able to put this up in about a minute and then let Harry, or probably my wife Debbie, who's so great at decorating, put everything on there in seconds. It's so much easier, and it's more space with the 6 shelves.
And it's much more durable because you're not worried anything's gonna fall apart. It's one complete piece, no assembly required, and it's all powder coated steel. So I want you to think about your laundry room and your bathroom, wherever you're gonna place this. Don't worry about the moisture, don't worry about any of that. It's gonna stay true to that beautiful color. And you have your choice of the black or that brown, which I think is like a bronze. And these can be bookshelves, they can be bookends, they can be, you know what I saw on Pinterest? On the other side of your bed. So think about this. Go with me here, okay? No more nightstands. You put one on one side, one on the other. You could have your nightlight, you could have your books, you could have your lotions, whatever you need at night. You could also display picture frames. It's gonna give it that lift and that height, but it looks good. It's everything that we love about origami, but now in a beautiful home decorator piece of furniture.
Exactly. Now, I think we really should, we should probably show that we're calling it the brown, but brown is probably, I'm just going to scoot around the back even.
Okay.
I mean, you look at this up close and you can see, and many of you who may have even some, I present a lot of our outdoor decor items that have that antique bronze or copper look to it.
Yes.
And that's what you're getting with this. And that's why we're saying that this is certainly the decorative version of the amazing origami,
and what I love about this color is for any brown in your house. It grabs the highs and the lows. If you want a little bit more of that rustic feel, if you're going anywhere from shabby chic or beach house or maybe, you know, the farmhouse look, or if you're just real traditional and you want the modern look, somehow this color, because of the highs and lows of this rubbed bronze, fits everywhere. So even if you have dark, deep espresso browns or light chestnuts, it's everything. And remember, each shelf is solid. So you're not worrying about little things falling through.
Picture frames,
Exactly. And you're also not worrying about anything falling off. Look, so if you, I could knock this off, but look, when this is up to here, this is not going anywhere because of the beautiful lattice work on the side, which looks good 360 degrees. That's another thing. If you put this in a place where people walk into an entryway, they're gonna see the side of it. You definitely don't want it to look industrial. You want it to look like a decorative shelf.
Yeah, and people don't have to know that this is even a shelf that's so super convenient because it folds up, as we know origami does. They don't have to know that it is powder coated steel, that it's going to hold 50 pounds per shelf. They're gonna know it looks great. You're gonna decorate it great. This, I think, again, this is called your brown when you're ordering, but I would go for it, this bronze or that copper feel. Look at it with the gold frames. I think it's going to look great. But you were right. Just anything you're putting with this, I'm really going with this color.
The brown is our most limited. Erin, can you give me an update on how many we have left on that? Okay, 250 and that's it. We're super limited. This is brand new. You're actually the very first to see this from Origami, which is pretty special because Origami has like this huge cult following. So you woke up at the perfect time, and maybe it is in the bedroom, or maybe it's the bookshelf or the entryway. Maybe it's in your kitchen. Maybe you have that one space. You say, you know what? I only have about 2 feet wide, but I don't want it to come too far off the wall. This is gonna be under a foot off the wall. So you're getting maximizing that vertical space, right? But you're also getting that off the wall space. So it's not in anyone's way, kind of in the walkway. And there's so many ways to use bookshelves. It's not just books. It could be in the office. It's for your printer. It's for the heavy paper. But it could also be in your son or daughter's room. You could put baskets of toys, or maybe you don't have enough room in the dresser. You could, you know, put socks on one level and shoes or whatever. Like, this is gonna hide anything that you want to put away. But then if you want to display it, you absolutely can as well.
Yeah, now, those are all great ideas, but you and I were fighting over this earlier, that as soon as I saw it, again, I automatically wanted to take it right back out to the garage because it's a little bit smaller. So we have loads of great origami shelves that are bigger and they'll hold up to 2,000 pounds, but sometimes you have that little space. So I know I have a space, big long workbench that's along the wall in the garage, but I can put this right next to it, and because it's powder coated steel, because it's going to support that kind of weight, you can put virtually anything on it. So guys, you may want to grab this one and put it in the garage next to everything else.
And you know what, as the woman of my household,
so if you keep going back and forth, you're going back indoors, back to the garage.
When you own Origami in that garage and in that industrial area outside, because remember, this is powder coated steel too, you get that same decor feeling as you sort of go through some of those areas in the home, and then you enter in and you're like, why is it like a seamless decor, a seamless design? Because you're sort of bringing that indoor or that outdoor indoor, but in an indoor space and in an indoor style. I want to just showcase with you real quickly. Can we go back over and assemble this? Because if you're thinking,
assemble it, right.
Okay, if you're thinking, okay, all right, so how many screws, how many nuts, how many bolts, how many people do I have to hire to come over? You're gonna, oh, Peter just unassembled it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you have options. I mean, you could get a shelf maybe that's similar to this, and it may not be steel, and it may not be something that, you know, could hold 300 pounds.
I got it.
But it's something that's going to take you 45 minutes to assemble and put together. Now, those, you've bought some of those shelves, haven't you?
Listen, I know what store you're talking about, where basically they say, you buy it and now you build it. And you're like, okay, what do I do with all these 8,000 pieces? Is it gonna be sturdy? Am I gonna screw that in the right spot?
If there's newlywed couples out there, do not get those shelves. Get Origami.
You don't wanna get divorced in your first year.
Let's make it easy, the beginning of your life together. So you're buying a new home. This is such a great option, because remember, that is how it comes out of the box, right? And you're just gonna open it up. You're gonna push it down. I can flip the top over, and then I'll show you again real quick. So that'll lock in place there. But then all it is right here, I put that over there, and watch how it just goes tight. And now everything's locked in place, and it's great. So it cannot be easier. And it comes in the same box as those other ones. But I'm telling you, that has been, it's a trying moment with a couple putting together those shelves.
You've managed to withstand that, but now there's a better way to do it. We're showcasing the brown, and the reason I want to walk over here and show this to you one more time is because this is going to sell out first. So I've now 180 left. I want you to sort of think about where you would put this. In fact, don't even think about it. Just get it home on 4 flexible payments, $22.49. And then you decide why. Because guess what? You could pick it up and move it. It's not permanent. You're not adhering it to the wall. It's so easy, which also means maybe you're in between. Maybe you're in a larger house and you're thinking about downsizing, or maybe you're in a smaller house, you're thinking about moving to something new. You take this decorative shelving with you, and you couldn't get any more classic than the brown and the black, which is gonna match with everything. But remember, that lattice work on the side keeps everything from falling off, but it also makes it really pleasing to the eye. Solid in the shelving, so nothing's gonna fall through. You've kind of got this basket weave design, but it's all powder coated steel and no assembly required. It is brand new. We're super excited that so many of you are picking this up, maybe to add to your Origami collection, or you're gonna jump in for the first time and do it in a big way, because no one else has this yet.
Yeah, you're gonna love Origami if you've never tried it. And look around at those small spaces, 24 inches wide, 11 inches inches deep, but a lot of strength. Because maybe you're thinking, well, I can't really put anything there, but now you have a shelf in less than a minute that's gonna change that area that you thought was unusable before.
Absolutely, and with leveling feet, don't worry about what type of flooring you may have. I know that I have a space where things are a little This is gonna be able to be sturdy and steady, and it is a good height. You can see how high it is with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shelves. 6 shelves that are gonna hold lots for you. Peter, great job.
Thank you so much, it was really fun.
We didn't argue too much.
It was good arguing.
The host guest, we haven't broken